Investigation is underway. The head of the Oath Keepers and 4 other members are facing charges of seditious conspiracy for allegedly plotting to block the peaceful transfer of power and coordinating the Capitol attack. CBS News correspondent Scott McFarland reports from the courthouse.
On trial in federal court in Washington, just steps away from the site of the January 6th attack. A group of 5 Oath Keepers, including leader Stewart Rhodes, charged with seditious conspiracy for allegedly plotting to block the peaceful transfer of power, staging rifles and ammunition across the river in Virginia, and helping coordinate the attack on the Capitol. Defense attorneys plan to argue that Rhodes, who was not in the Capitol, and his subordinates were only preparing to act on Trump's behalf, waiting for him to invoke the Insurrection Act. Washington Democratic Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal hid in the House chamber during the attack.
This is a terrifying part of this whole puzzle is the affiliations, direct courting and affiliation between the Trump White House, Donald Trump himself potentially, but certainly his top people, and these extremist, violent extremist groups.
According to court documents, text messages show Rhodes spent months after Donald Trump's loss calling for action from his members. Just 2 days after the election, warning we aren't getting through this without a civil war. Trump ally Roger Stone, who was allegedly protected by Oath Keepers ahead of January 6th, is under new scrutiny for comments made just before the election, revealed in a soon-to-be-released documentary.
Let's get right to the violence.
He's also heard arguing Trump's team should declare victory before the results are fully counted.
The key thing to do is to claim victory. Possession is 9/10 of the law. No, we won.
In a statement to CBS News, Roger Stone says the video clips don't prove he had anything to do with the events of January 6th. Meanwhile, the Secret Service says it has collected 24 cell phones from agents and given them to an internal inspector as they probe missing text messages from January 6th.
Scott McFarland, the Biden administration is beginning to crack down on hidden fees for airline passengers. CBS News correspondent Chris Van Cleve reports that the government will now require that airlines reveal those fees up front instead of after purchase.
Hidden and surprise fees are a huge pet peeve of flyers. Under this proposed regulation, both airlines and those third-party travel booking sites would have to display not only the fare, but a whole bunch of additional potential charges that could raise the price. We're talking about things like cancellation fees, baggage fees, change fees, any additional costs for a family to sit together. It's an effort to give consumers a clearer sense of the total cost to travel from the beginning, sort of the all-in price right up front. Worth noting, many airlines have eliminated cancellation and change fees. Now, in a statement, airlines responded to this proposed regulation, saying they already offer transparency to consumers from first search to touchdown. U.S. airlines are committed to providing the highest quality of service, which includes clarity regarding prices, fees, and ticket terms. President Biden also directed his cabinet to identify hidden or surprise fees in a host of industries and eliminate them. Things like late fees, overdraft fees, early termination fees. He also called out the energy sector in particular for not bringing down gas prices faster.
Food workers continue their strike at SFO, and KCBS's Margie Schaefer reports a separate labor action is also underway as United flight attendants are demonstrating at airports across the country.
United flight attendants are calling attention to poor staffing levels and poor internal support systems with this one-day informational picket.
This was a summer of hell for our passengers and for the crew members at United Airlines.
That is president of the 25,000 flight attendants at United, Ken Diaz, who says they helped United fight for government money during the pandemic.
They had the money to staff these departments, but they just did not.
United Airline flight attendants held picket signs that read, "Can you hear us now? Probably not. I'm still on hold." Local Council President Christy Rivera explains, like passengers, they were also on hold, waiting to figure out where to go next when flights were canceled.
We are not getting paid for any time that we have on hold. This is time that we're required to check in with the company.
To be clear, this action is not a strike. Flight attendants work under the Railway Labor Act. Food workers remain out on strike, and food workers and flight attendants are supporting each other's labor actions. At SFO, Margie Schaefer, KCBS.
The Bay Area's 4th largest commercial airport has seen a 30% increase in passenger traffic since 2019. KCBS's Jeffrey Schaub reports from Santa Rosa. Wine country tourism is playing a huge part of that.
An Alaska Airlines jet departs the Charles M. Schultz Sonoma County Airport bound for Seattle. One of dozens of flights operated by a half dozen air carriers that serve the wine country airfield each week to destinations across the West. Airport manager John Stout says business is good.
I think it's our destination status, and people are choosing to fly into smaller airports, and we've been able to add more opportunities and destinations and frequencies.
Shorter drive times to an airport. One trip from Santa Rosa to SFO can take 2 hours. Stout says he sees more growth with upcoming airport shuttle business and connections to a nearby smart commuter rail station and a new airport tunnel on the way.
And with that project is the one for adding about 35,000 square feet to our terminal facilities, which will almost triple the size of the terminal.
And Stout says as recognition of the airport's ground significance, the FAA traffic control tower at the Sonoma County Airport. From Chow,
KCB News Brief time 2:38. Checking traffic and weather together this morning.
Now we'll take a look at some of the roads around the North Bay. First off, if you're in San Francisco and if you're heading to the Golden Gate Bridge, the 3 left lanes are now shut down for some road work from the Dome Plaza to right around Mid-Span. We are starting to see a little bit of sluggish traffic from Mid-Span over to the Vista Point. Just be aware of that. And in Marin City on 101 northbound from that Marin City off-ramp to the Richardson Bay Bridge, you have 2 right lanes closed for paving work. I've been told it's pretty dark in that area, and sometimes it looks like it's confusing. Drivers are having to slow down to navigate through that construction work. On the west end of the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge, eastbound 580 direction, 2 right lanes now for some bridge work. They're painting some parts of the bridge there. So right around Mid-Span, right now it looks like traffic is not having any problems getting across over into the Richmond area. Your next traffic update is at 2:48 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Your Bay Area forecast mostly sunny today after a touch of fog. And highs will range from 72 in San Francisco today, 74 in Burlingame, 75 in Fremont and Oakland, also in Mountain View, 80 degrees for Redwood City and San Jose, 82 in Livermore, 83 in Santa Rosa and Morgan Hill, and 84 degrees this afternoon in Concord and Walnut Creek. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on KCBS.
Have you been in a car accident? Chilton Auto Body has 15 convenient Bay Area locations to help restore your vehicle to pre-accident condition. Chilton Auto Body is also actively hiring for all positions. For more details, head to ChiltonAutoBody.com. The Bay Area's leader in collision repair.
Real talk, kids are gonna kid. And sometimes that can look messier, ickier, and stickier than we'd like to admit. We can't always protect our kids from chewing on borrowed pencils, sharing lip gloss, or mild sneezes. But there is one thing we can protect them from, and that's COVID-19. Keep your family safer with vaccines and boosters. Find one near you at myturn.ca.gov. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
KCBS News Time 2:40. The U.S. workforce is changing. The Pew Research Center said for the first time ever there are more college-educated working women than working men. Women have been gaining ground for the past 3 years. Nearly 51% of the U.S. college-educated workforce is made up of women. A new law that will make life a bit cheaper for women in California. KCBS's Chris Ancarlo reports that Governor Newsom has signed a package of bills designed to close the gender equity gap.
One of those bills was the elimination of the so-called peak tax.
We advanced the equity for women in California, ensuring that they are charged the same for goods that are the same.
Democratic Assemblywoman Rebecca Bauer-Cahan from Orinda wrote the law, which keeps retailers from marking up products that target women. Little Price is Right example here. Lotion A is in a blue bottle and called something like, I don't know, Blue Steel. It's $4. Lotion B, it's in a pink bottle. It's called Floating Butterflies. It's $6, but it's the same lotion. Enter the law.
It sets up a scheme by which the Attorney General could enforce this law and ensure that there's proper enforcement and fines are levied.
This has been a long fight.
Well, I will say Congresswoman Spears started this effort when she was here in the state legislature and ensured that services were equally charged to men and women. So things like your dry cleaning.
So it's just one among a cluster of bills promoting equity signed by the governor. Companies are now required to publish salary ranges for job postings. Domestic violence supporters have more eviction protections, more privacy for women seeking abortions, greater birth control access.